Crypto is booming again, and the UAE is one of the world's most active markets. But as opportunities grow, do the risks grow too? So today we're asking, do you really understand the law when it comes to trading, investing, or even talking about crypto online? Our guest today is Nadim Bardawil, who's the partner and head of TMT at BSA Laws. This is technology, we're talking media, markets, and of course crypto today, who does actively help businesses and individuals stay on the right side of the law. Nadim, trying to keep up with this it's uncharted territory for many. So I'm really glad you're here to kind of be our port in the storm. How are you?
Very good. Happy to be here.
Tell us a little bit about your interest in this area. When did crypto kind of first become part of your consciousness and realize it was probably going to be a big part of your work as well?
Sure. I think it was probably in 2017, 2016, when I think crypto started becoming a bit more understood or talked about in popular culture. Mm-hmm. And that's when I realized that, there might be something behind this.
There could be some legal implications.
Absolutely.
Okay, so as I said, the UAE has positioned itself as something of a crypto hub. What does that mean from a legal standpoint? What are the current laws around it that we need to be aware of?
Right. That's very interesting because Dubai has positioned itself for a long time as a hub for first blockchain technology. So that was back in 2016 when the government of Dubai sort of understood that there was something behind this technology, mm-hmm. that it could be used in many different cases for many different purposes across many different industries. And I think that then trickled down into this understanding that laws surrounding cryptocurrency, or virtual assets as we call it in the legal realm, would be something that would be worth looking at. Now, that started in 2018 with the ADGM. They're one of the first regulators to kind of put some regulation out there about cryptocurrency, sort of to try and make it fit into some sort of box. Mm-hmm. And then following that, you had the DIFC that did the same. And then the landmark sort of VARA, creation of VARA, the first dedicated virtual asset regulator, basically, or anywhere in the world. And now we have, four different regulators in the UAE, or five, that regulate different aspects of virtual assets. Okay. And that means that if you are an investor, mm-hmm. or if you are a business that is looking to either operate with virtual assets, then you are able to find a way or a place for you to fit and a way for you to be able to launch your business, or as an investor, even invest in crypto.
So for everyday investors, and I'm thinking about the majority of people listening today who are going, okay, I'm trying to future-proof my finances. I'm trying to have a pretty diverse portfolio of investments, and that might be relatively modest or it could be big. If you buy or sell crypto on a platform, what do you need to be aware of?
So I think the first thing is make sure that wherever you invest money, whether it's crypto or anything else, that you're investing it on a platform that is regulated in the country where you live. Mm-hmm. And that's, I would say, rule number one. The number of times we've received calls from people who have gotten a phone call or gotten an email that said, hey, invest with me in XYZ coin. And they go ahead and do it without doing, your due diligence. And I would say that, the DD part is the most important thing.
But it's so seductive.
It is. And that's where, you need to be able to hold yourself in and stop yourself and say, well, hang on, are they regulated? Is their name on a register of a regulator? Mm-hmm. Do they have a website? Do they have an application? Does everything make sense? And then once you're comfortable that they are regulated locally, then you can say, okay, then I can trust them. The local government has issued them a license to operate. So that means that if I invest a certain amount of money with them, then it's a legal method of investing.
There's a couple of things I want to unpack here. One is about protecting yourself in terms of your own investments. So the money that you're putting into a platform, website, coin, and you address that perfectly. But what are the consequences if someone is promoting crypto without the right license, or that maybe they have an advertising license, but the product they're promoting is dodgy, for want of a better word? How does that fit into your framework legally?
Right. So back in 2017, the big boom around crypto was something called ICOs, so initial coin offerings, where everyone was basically launching a coin, calling it whatever they wanted to, mm-hmm. And then trying to raise money for it. That hasn't stopped. So we've seen meme coins kind of rise and fall and continue to rise again. And that's where making sure that you trust the platform that you're investing in, but also that if someone is pushing some sort of product, that you find out what is it based on. Is it based on an asset, or is it based on a store of value, like a stable coin, which can be used to buy and sell goods in certain territories and jurisdictions? Or is it just a coin about, a certain individual who's popular at the time? That's where I would say pump the brakes.
I was just about to launch a coin. Could I?
You could, in theory, anyone could launch a coin.
What are the legal hoops you'd need to jump through in terms of licensing or registration for the Helen Farmer coin to become, the next big thing?
I would probably split this into two. You could launch a coin and it be sitting outside of the realm of anything regulated or legal. And that's something that I wouldn't recommend. And that's also something I wouldn't recommend anyone invest in. And if you are looking to launch a token or a coin and you want it to be regulated, well, the regulators here in the UAE, VARA, for example, have an entire regulatory platform and a path for you to follow to get a certain license that's going to be regulated, to then provide what we call a prospectus for the coin. So in old world financial speak, let's say. And then once you're able to kind of explain what the token or the coin is going to be used for, then you'd be able to launch it.
Good to know.
That's a very, very rough summary.
We'll have a chat off air.